Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Willow Springs Raceway for the fourth race in the 2022 NRSL Jerky Pro Truck Series season. We're gearing up for 20 laps of action around this road course. First time we've ever been to this road course in the state of California. Probably going to be a one-stop race, and I'm joined by my man Vince Freeze once again.
Yeah, doing the California double after last week's adventures at Auto Club. Looking forward to it. Sam Young's looking to get back on the rebound. Donovan Cage and Audra Baranowskis, the fight rages on. And this racetrack only has about 80-second lap times in race trim. It's going to be a fast and furious event today. Looking forward to it, Zach.
Yes, indeed, Sam Young on pole for the second time in his Truck Series career. I am dealing with something going on in my throat, so my voice is not at the best. So just keep that in mind, everybody. Donovan Cage starting second. He's been starting up front all year long so far. Max Anderson and Mason Dagger in row 2. Audra Baranowskis, our most recent winner, in row 3 with Benjamin Ice. Row 4 is Blaine Saylor and Pat Johnson. And in row 5, we've got Roy Ribbleton and Lane Sanders. As we go through the rest of the starting lineup, as I mentioned, it should be a one-stop race. Pit stops around lap 11. They can begin about then. You could see some drivers go as long as lap 15, but I'd say it's unlikely. Caution flags, of course, we do not use those here on the road courses. And yeah, that is what we're looking at here for the race today. Taking a look at your point standings, Donovan Cage comes in with a 10-point lead over Jack James. Audra Baranowskis now just 19 points back in the championship fight. Will Parrish, who struggled in qualifying, is fourth in the points, 23 back, with Roger James and Gene Sanford tied for fifth, 25 points back. We'll get to the rest of the top 10 here in a little bit, as we're getting ready to go trackside for the Command the Fire engines. 2 weeks off after this race here at Willow Springs. Let's go trackside.
Drivers, start your engines!
The pace truck will drive away. Going through the rest of the points, Benjamin Ice is 7th, 40 points back. Yael Carrillo, 41 back. And then Mitchell Collins and Pat Johnson are both 44 points back. We currently have 19 drivers in range, or actually no, 20 drivers in range of the championship fight. It's just a reminder, everybody, it's only an 18-race season. Kind of first half of this season will go by kind of quickly. We'll get through 7 races by the end of May, but then there's a huge period where we're not going to be racing from May 20th at Martinsville until July 1st at Pensacola. So that is the big off time, and then only 1 race in the month of August, but 4 races in July, 4 races in September, and basically from September 2nd on, there is just 1 off week between Talladega and Springfield. But enough of the scheduling. Getting ready to go racing, Vince. And green flag's going to get waved here right at the start-finish line.
In the turn 1 quick braking zone here, only going up about 112 as they funnel out. The outside line starts to lose a little momentum. Max Anderson loose. Sam Young into this right-hander.
Sam Young clears for the race lead right away. Donovan Cage will clear for second place. As a reminder, all incidents will be reviewed after the race is over. Seeing a little bit of 3 wide there in the back of the pack, or at the front of the pack, rather. That's Dylan Ibrahimian with Winnie Calhoun and Hayes Green. Now that corner we just went through, that is a trouble corner that we were seeing a lot in practice, so everybody be on the lookout for that. Sometimes it gets a little tight. It's an uphill blind right-hander. This high-speed section of the course, Vince, you see drivers just have to lift just a little bit for this first swooping right-hander, and then down even slower for the final corner of the track, and then a little bit of a dip here to make passes interesting off the final corner.
I appreciate that. Definitely learning this track. It's new for us. It's new for the field. But Sam Young, we talked about in the pre-race, he needs to do something. I mean, after dismal start to the season, he can turn it around with the win, start that championship climb today.
Yeah, talking of Sam Young this year, he is last in the points with just 11 points to his name so far this year, but the starting position, the qualifying, it has not been the issue. His average starting position coming into this race was 8th, but the finishing was a 39.3. He's had incidents in every race.
Ooh,
Just
Max Anderson.
can't seem to catch a break. And Anderson is off track, so is Mason Dagger, and here we go. Blaine Saylor's around, and the entire field is checking up. This is what we were concerned about. Ooh, we're banging doors.
It's like a super speedway race right here.
Now that created a huge gap. Something happened there between the 88 and the 47, but it has created a huge gap to Baranowskis. So that leaves us with Baranowskis, Pat Johnson, Benjamin Ice, Donovan Cage, and Sam Young. Just 5 trucks now likely going for this win. Ibrahimian will get out of the 3 wide, and that'll jump Morris Reeves into it. Now they are settled out 2 wide, but they are all packed up once again. See, that cost everybody back here 3 seconds or more, Vince.
Just so narrow, and the dirt is also another problem. You get in that dirt, it's over. We'll have to look at that replay after the race. But Sam Young trying to stretch it.
We'll go back here now. Looks like with Ibrahimian pulling away, it's going to be a fight for one more position in the top 10. But, you know, strategy could play a role today. There is a decent amount of tire fall off. So if you do elect to pit early at lap 10, lap 11, or if you elect to stretch it out, that could play a hand in this race. See DeLello, still some more 3 wide there in the pack. That is Hunter Braxton in the middle with Ron Bishop and Daniel Brown, fellow rookies. We mentioned some drivers struggling in qualifying, such as Carrillo, who's up to 20th. Lucas Catano, right there behind him. Gene Sanford, and a couple of others. Really, right now, everyone's just trying to space out so they can run their own line. This is definitely a lot more of a traffic jam on a road course than I've seen before, Vince.
Yeah, it's like I said, super speedway race for a minute. But it looks like Carrillo cleared. Now we're starting to clear out. And I think people are realizing if you don't clear out, you just lose more time.
See Lucas Catano all over the bumper of Brandon Mayhew trying to move forward. Daytona winner Enzo Nareza struggling. Henry Sanford, we mentioned, qualified poorly. He's up to 33rd. Mitchell Collins and Jack James, bad Q runs as well. And Will Parrish, who has started the year with 3 straight top 10 finishes, he had a bad Q effort, and he is suffering right now. And there's Billy Kidd.
Oh, no, not a wreck.
Oh, we've got a huge one up here.
Oh, no.
Henry Sanford's around. Hunter Braxton's around. Daniel Brown's around. Lucas Catano, it looks like, was involved. I saw Chris White in the 11 going up over the hill to avoid this. So a huge mess. Now that's really going to have stretched the field out. Mason Dagger has fallen down the running order from 7th to, I believe it is now 8th, as Ibrahimian passes 2 drivers in 1 lap. I believe Ibrahimian has jumped up to 7th. Yep, that is indeed the case. So it looks like it's definitely going to be the race for 6th here, Vince. As far as all these drivers are concerned.
It's pretty
Now,
cool angle right.
very spread out here. See, Braxton's got door damage, I think, on both sides. And Nareza ends up being the first to pit, likely due to damage. I don't know if it would be wise to, but he might be able to stretch it from here. But Henry Sanford suffered the most out of that. And they are still fixing the 66 truck. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Vince, Pat Johnson has passed Benjamin Ice at some point for third. So quite the rookie day for Pat. He is top 10 in the points coming into this thing.
Penske, too, overall looks pretty good today. Sam Young leading, Ibrahimian 7. Audra's coming. This could be a good fight for the top 5. And, yeah, fast laps as well.
Fastest lap on the day so far, Ibrahimian with a 1:19.604. Sam Young and Pat Johnson are second and third, so Penske topping the charts here in the race. As Donovan Cage, Baranowskis, and Ice are the only other drivers under a 120.
Strategy will be a big role for the top 3 or 4, but you see Max Anderson holding up Ibrahimian just a little bit.
Already got about a second of fall off as Ibrahimian is on the bumper. Max Anderson looking for 6th place.
Wide.
Ooh, he's going to get into him. Oh, and he's going to turn him. Oh, he saved him. Saved him somehow. Ibrahimian is looking to go. Will Anderson yield here now? Ibrahimian's got the preferred line going through these right-handers that are coming up. And he will take 6th place. Rippleton looking to take 8th from Mason Dagger. And Morris Reeves is fighting Hayes Green for 10th. He will take that position away. Now looking for 9th on Dagger, but Dagger will shut the door. Now Dagger crossing back over to the left. Calhoun crossing over on Hayes Green for 11th. Hunter Braxton has gone down the pit lane to fix his damage as well. And you see the 99 and the 66 both at the back of the field. Henry Sanford has caught back up to the pack, looking to start dicing his way through these drivers. Jack James currently in 31st. Catano has fallen once again. He is 27th. Carrillo 25th. But the problem corner for sure, Vince, right there. How about Brad Lewis? Started outside the top 20. He's up to 15th. Looking for more on Bradley Ream. Hayes Green fighting back on Morris Reeves for 10th.
Pretty orderly at the back now, even though we had a couple incidents. People are starting to understand tire wear is coming into play. Got to run the right lines. Strategy's a couple laps away as well, and Max Anderson on pit road.
Now this could be playing right here. Max Anderson coming down to the pit lane on lap 8. You can make it from here, I believe.
He also has damage, though. We do know that.
How much damage is the question. Yeah, door damage, that's for sure. We'll see what the plan is here. Looks like a standard 4-tire pit stop. We'll see how long this stop takes. Daniel Brown is also down pit road. Pat Johnson has made it by Donovan Cage for 2nd place, Vince.
Pat versus Sam for the win. That'd be something. Here comes Audra and Ice. They're definitely closing the gap a little bit on the straights.
I don't know. I feel like the gap from Ice to Cage, or as was to Johnson when he was in 3rd, has basically remained the same at this gap of about a second. 2.5 seconds. Ibrahimian is alone in 6th place now. Rippleton up to 7th. As we saw Max Anderson pit. Yeah, 23-second pit stop for the 88. They definitely fixed the damage, so not sure where he will come out in the running order. But he is by himself now and likely good to go to the end of this thing. No other pitter so far. No, wait. There goes Blaine Saylor. He's coming into the pit lane. This track can be definitely a strategy race, Vince, and we know for The Digital Storm race, we're running a 20, I want to say it's a 24 lapper. I forget if it's
Yep,
a 24 or a 26. It's one of the two. And that race will definitely be filled with strategy as well. But Sailor's got door damage too, so unlikely this stop will be anything productive for them. But Pat Johnson is closing on Sam Young, Vince, 0.6 of a second faster. That last time by.
Faster than 5G internet today, it seems like. But I don't know, man. This is a very interesting. What will Pat Johnson do? Does he try the undercut to try to go for the win, or does he stay out an extra lap and use the tires late in the run? As you see, Sam just doesn't have the crisp lines, and Donovan Cage is falling off a little bit too.
And your puns are no less perfect on April Fool's Day here.
Gotta try it. And there's Audrey.
Oh, there's a strategy. That's definitely strategy right there. Baranowskis the first to pit. Remember, last week at Auto Club, she was in the second or final group to pit. So now a little bit of a different hand from the driver of the 21. Blaine Saylor's stop took 20 seconds to fix damage. Mitchell Collins is into the pit lane, as well as Billy Kidd. Jessica Strauss, Morris Reeves, Hayes Green, they're all in. Lane Sanders. Oh, and Audra is taking a little bit of time there. They fixed something that's going to cost her 3 seconds. This is where coming out of pit road can get a little sketchy. Merge right there. Going into turn 1. You see Max Anderson comes out way behind the 16.
Watch out. There we go.
But no one will have any issues. So I didn't realize the 21 had some damage there. So we'll have to see what that does to her pace. But the top 4 will stay out. Ibrahimian will come in next on lap 11. Ribbleton's going to make the dive. A lot of drivers behind Ibrahimian are coming in. Oh, is Mayhew going to make it into the lane? Yes, he does. Chris White will stay out. Ron Bishop. Roger James, who's high in the point standings. Looks like everybody pitting, mainly because of Delon Ibrahimian.
Nothing to lose, right? I mean, you got to try something different than the top 4, and you're probably battling for maybe 6, because I'm sure Audra will beat these guys. We'll see.
Yeah, Ibrahimian in and out of his pit stall.
No Audra yet. There she is.
Here goes the 21. We're going to stick to the pace truck here. Ooh, getting a little dicey with drivers coming out of their stalls.
Ooh, there we go. 17 at 2.
Looks like everybody is going to be A-okay here. As Nareza will come back down, it looks like he cannot make it. And here we go. Top 4, last to pit. Coming to from lap 11 to lap 12. 3 other drivers behind them. You see Baranowskis by herself. And these drivers are coming in as well. Going to the pit lane camera here. See if you can see the 21 come up there in the distance. There she is. Remember, she spent an extra 3 seconds fixing damage, but she pit early. Young, Johnson, and Cage will get out 1, 2, 3. Here comes Baranowskis. She will get by Donovan Cage. And Ibrahimian is right there looking to pounce on Benjamin Ice. But remember, Vince, tire fall off is about 2 seconds or so. So you got a lap to warm up the tires here for the 29 and the 12. But then after that, they will be flying.
think Donovan Cage, though, has to get around Audra quick, or it could be just these two for the win.
Ibrahimian gained a heck load of time here, too. Ibrahimian also really hasn't had quite the start to his year that he has wanted. He sits 38th in the points with an average finish of 32nd. So both himself and Sam Young finally having a good race here today.
Not only that is that, but if he gets to third, it could be a Penske 1-3, 1-2-3. That'd be crazy.
See, Baranowski's closing the door on rookie Pat Johnson. He is going to let her go. He knows he's still got to wait a little bit here to get these tires up to temp. But now the question is, if these tires are warmed up for Sam Young, he's got a 2-lap advantage over Baranowskis. Can he hold her off?
I don't know. Right now, I would say Audra still has it, but once we get to that trouble turn, I think Sam Young will have those tires warmed up.
So that's our top 5 right here. Eisen 6th, Hayesgreen 7th, Reeves 8th, Strauss 9th, and DeLello 10th. Max Anderson fell just outside of the top 10 to fix damage there. How about Mitchell Collins with his strategy? All the way up to 14th. See Dagger falling to 17th. Sailor up to 18th. Carrillo and Catano still outside the top 20. Jack James is just outside the top 25 now. Billy Kidd gaining some positions there with an undercut. Henry Sanford continuing to struggle as Enzo Nareza had the pit again. Ooh! Hunter Braxton and Austin Tyler getting dangerous.
Tokyo Drift on the outside of the dirt there. Not bad.
Coming to 7 laps to go, and you can see Donovan Cage is now all over the bumper of Pat Johnson for third. Equal tires for these two, so just a matter of his Cage finally showing his hand. Remember, Donovan is more so known for winning at intermediate tracks, Vince. 6 of his 7 wins in the Truck Series come from intermediates. He's got a road course win, though. From Papyrus. I believe that came back in 2020.
I believe you're right, yep.
So Cage looking to add to that road course resume. But he's going to have to get by Johnson, and he just can't seem to do it. And now Ibrahimian has closed the gap. But now it looks like Baranowski's unable to close in on Sam Young. The tires are kicking in for the driver of the 29. And in what is his 4th, I believe it's his 4th full-time season, because he ran a part-time year once with Dylan Young. Sam Young's looking for career win number 1. And it's shocking that it has taken this long for Sam Young. But this seems to be his best opportunity yet. Remember, Vince, he was very consistent in the 2020 season, despite having not won a race.
Yeah, he was. He was the man of consistency, similar to the Cup guy, Oskin. He was the same way, silky smooth, but got to get wins, especially when you're that low in points. It's nothing to gain, nothing to earn here if you don't get a win today, especially with an 18-race season.
We're seeing Sam Young start to pull away from Audra Baranowskis. Meanwhile, it's a 3-way fight for third. Make it maybe a 4-way fight here in a minute, because Benjamin Ice is closing up here. Benjamin's been the only Bulldog Motorsports driver to not have any issues today.
Audra's falling off, you're right.
You can see it starting the gap there. Once she loses the draft, she's going to get swallowed up here. Cage trying to pass Johnson the hard way, but he can't seem to get it done. Johnson riding that rumble strip, and there it is. It gets tight there on the outside of the corner. But now here comes Benjamin Ice. Gonna push him against the Penske trucks. But see, they are losing a ton of time to Sam Young here. They lost a full second that time by. But now Cage will finally clear Pat Johnson. Maybe not quite yet. Does he shut the door there? Yeah, Johnson's a little wiggly. And Donovan Cage will clear for third. As now Ice is actually going to get to pass Ibrahimian here for fifth. Now remember, he has a lap older tires than 4 of the top 5. But now Baranowski's out of the draft. Now here comes the question, Vince, with what'll be 4 to go this time coming. Can she hold on to a top 5, or will all of these drivers swallow her whole?
Down to weird there, but I'm not going to lie. I think Ibrahimian's starting to fall off. Maybe she can hang on to 5th. But I think Pat, Ice, and oh man, I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know what's going on with Pat. I think it's just rookie. The rookie just doesn't know what he's doing on the colder tires that second run. But for Audra,
They're not cold anymore.
Yeah, it might be. I think it's just the lack of experience now starts to kick in. But I think Donovan Cage, for his sake, he wants to get part Audra for psychological warfare, especially at a road course.
Well, when you think about the points situation here, this is a matter of losing 3 points to Audra versus gaining 3 points on Audra, because 19-point gap right now could shrink to 16, or could be looking at going up to 22. Actually, it might be a 4-point gap. I'll have to double check that. 4-point switch from second to third.
Oh yeah, Donovan definitely will take care of Audra here. If that draft keeps coming into play, that gap is noticeably smaller. That right hander's a little bit cleaner. Ice is definitely catching in. That's going to help Donovan Cage with a push draft.
All right, so yeah, after checking my notes, it is a 4-point gap swing from second to third. So you're talking about going from either down to 15 for Cage here if the positions remain the same, or going up to 23. But the win seems to be in the hands of Sam Young, pending some unforeseen issue.
I don't think we have any lap trucks to interfere today as well. Looks like we're clear.
Yeah, I don't believe they are going to catch the 66 of Nereza. But Baranowskis is about to lose second place here. And if she loses another position here to Benjamin Ice, Donovan's points lead would go up to 26.
I think it's going to happen is that I don't think she has enough. Now, if they start battling, Penske boys will be back. We'll see how Donovan plays this.
I know it's crazy to think about, like, you know, it's the 4th race of the season, and we're already talking about points, but it's a full season championship, and these points matter every week.
Yeah, we just don't have the time. Like you said, there's no races in June. The schedule is very, how do you put, remote compared to the Digital Storm Cup Series where it's week after week. And there's the move.
Followed her in the draft off the corner to the left side coming into turn 1. So now inside this corner, going to be on the outside here through the right-hander. Can he get the grip?
Ice is going with her.
Donovan struggling here to get back alongside Baranowskis. There's a bit of a run. That'll keep him on her inside here through this left-hander. Ice is tucked in right on her back bumper. Oh, and it's going to move her up 3 wide for second place. And I'm surprised the 6 and the 21 didn't make contact there.
Look at this racing, man. Look at this.
Sam Young's loving what he's seeing in his mirror. We thought Donovan
Someone's gotta
Cage was
give.
going to take second, but it's looking like it could be Benjamin Ice instead. And that's the case. He clears them both. What a move by the driver of the 93.
Cage is tight.
Cage is tight now, coming to the white flag. Final lap of the race. Can Cage get back up there to pass Baranowskis? Sam Young driving away. Looking for career win number 1. It's a 3.5 second gap. Can Cage do anything here?
Definitely gaining, but he needs to do so. It might be that troubled turn. He's got to launch it and hope for a run down the backstretch.
These two appear to be set 5th and 6th. DeLello is 7th, Ribbleton 8th, Hayes-Green 9th, and Winnie Calhoun is in the top 10. Bunch of rookies here. Right at the bottom or inside out of the top 10. There's Cage right on the bumper of Baranowskis.
Audrey's going to do a little chop block. Now, what does Cage do? Does he send it here or does he play it cool with the draft?
Move to make would be to the right side of Baranowskis here through these next few corners. We'll see how they pan out. But through the final 2 right-handers, after years of trying, he's finally going to get it done.
Sam Young, me.
Through the final corner, Sam Young will finally be an NRSL Jerky Pro Truck Series winner. And Audra will hold on for 3rd.
Defense by Audra. Zach, how about that? On April Fool's Day, Sam Young never wins races. Today he wins. It's like opposite.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe. Oh, well, with that logic, he's never going to win again.
Unless we have another race on April Fool's.
Oh, buddy. Oh, if he returns to Cup next year, there would be a race on April Fool's, but I don't know, man.
No, I had to goof that one.
So top 10 doesn't stay, or top 10 does stay the same there from how we looked at it at the start of the lap. Mitchell Collins 13th, Ream 14th, Brad Lewis 15th, Gene Sanford 17th, Carrillo rebounds to 18th, Catano 21st, Anderson actually dropped all the way to 22nd. And then looking through the rest of the running order, Will Parrish 36th, Henry Sanford 37th, Jack James 40th. Not sure if something else happened there to the 13. We've got some incidents to look at, though. But Sam Young is finally a Jerky Pro Truck Series winner. Taking a look at our first incident here of this race is occurring between Anderson and Mason Dagger, racing for 4th place. And Anderson just doesn't know Dagger's still there, and just very minor contact, sends the 88 around. And then he almost gets it straightened back up, but 47 too much to the left, sends them both into the dirt. And then Audra Baranowskis swings it to the right here for some reason, and that's where she got her damage from that she fixed on pit road, and that spins out the 45 of Sailor. And that checked up everybody.
Some more damage up front there. That's, who is that? 33?
Yeah, I don't think Ribbleton really got any damage there. Yeah, he's fine. But that just checked up everybody. So then let's get you to the next incident. All right, so this one's kind of long. It starts with Blaine Saylor and Lane Sanders. Now, Saylor thinks he's clear here. Same kind of situation. That's going to send both of these trucks into the dirt. Behind them, Scott Roush is going to turn right into Carrillo for some reason.
They're all panicking back there.
That sends them into the dirt. Teammates Catano and Hunter Braxton get together. Ron Bishop gets into Chris White. Yeah, and it's just madness. The Reza into Henry Sanford. Daniel Brown gets involved. Just calamity corner over here at Willow Springs. But then I believe that was the rest of the chaos there for the first half of the race. Might have had some more incidents we'll have to check up here in a minute. All right, I believe this was the last incident of the race. This is at 5 to go. Jack James and Ron Bishop racing for 28th place. And Bishop's just going to get into him and hooks him around to the left. And Jack James spins towards a wall of dirt. And yeah, that was it, I believe. See some kind of panicking over here, but yeah, that relegated Jack James to I think it was a 40th place finish or so. But that'll do it for us here today, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for the Cup race.
I don't know.